We need to speak about Manchester City, to be honest. Beating 2-0 at home against Spurs. Is this just a bogey team going to the Etihad and beating them? Or there are actual problems at Manchester City? Everyone told me that Man City are ahead of Arsenal. Everyone told me that, yeah, maybe Man City will come back and win the title. Pep Guardiola doesn't do back-to-back bad seasons and all the stuff that has been talking. We'll talk about it, but before we go on and talk about the problems at Man City and how brilliant Tottenham Hotspur were today against Manchester City. This is Judge Mo. Make sure to hit that like button underneath. It looks like thumbs up. It helps the channel move to the next viewer. Subscribe to the channel, of course, if you are new here, and leave a comment below. And I'm going to ask you the first question. Do you think Man City have a systematic problem or a systemic problem, or is it just a flash in the pan and they just lost the game and they're going to bounce back and we cannot rule out Pep Guardiola and all the talk that has been happening over the last month or two after the season ended last season with Man City finishing third and the problems they had without Rodri? And is this just because Rodri was not there and he didn't start and he came on in the second half? Do Man City will fix their problems in the coming games when Rodri is back? I'm just going to tell you what I think about this, and I'm going to tell you my opinion about this. The number one thing that I keep saying about Manchester City, and I'm going to start with Man City, is the creativity for Man City is lacking massively. Yes, Reinders have had a great game, and he's a good midfielder, but he cannot do it on his own. So Tottenham would pack this midfield. And this is going to be the theme that is faced against that Manchester City will face for the majority of the season. Also, building from the back, not playing Ederson was a mistake. Trafford is not up to the task. They pressed him. They pressed the Man City defense, Tottenham Hotspur. With ease, though, they picked up some passes. And we saw the second goal. It was just a simple bad pass from James Trafford. And that's why I say if Donnarumma joins Man City, these problems are going to happen. Because Pep Guardiola does not do long balls. That is not his game. He's not going to just go long for the majority of the time. He's going to try to play from the back. And if he doesn't have a goalkeeper like Ederson, he's going to have problems. And that is what I said before. That's why he changed Joe Hart. That's why he changed Claudio Bravo to go to Ederson, who has been a loyal servant for Man City. It's not about the shot-stopping ability for the goalkeeper. And I know that a lot of people will actually not agree with this, that the goalkeeper's main thing is having a good shot-stopping ability. Ederson is not magnificent, but he's not horrible, right? James Trafford today cannot pass the ball, cannot build from the back, and Tottenham Hotspur picked on this, and it showed in every single moment that he got the ball. They were pressing him, and he picks the wrong passes. And that actually is a main factor in confidence in players like Reinders, like Nico Gonzalez, like Erling Haaland, like Marmoush. They do not trust their back line and the goalkeeper to pass it from the back and get out of the press. And that is why it was always easy for Spurs to pick these passes and actually start an attack again. Also, the fullbacks at Man City, Rico Lewis had an awful game on the right side. He isn't good enough to play for Manchester City at the right back. Yes, he had an assist going forward. Everyone knows that Pep Guardiola is the master of going forward, is the master of making players go forward with ease and actually pass the ball and creating chances. But defensively, they're wide open. That high line, and I'm going to call it, that's the Ange high line that he plays. It doesn't work all the time. You're going to get beat, especially because the majority of the teams now, they pick the fast players to go up top and couple of passes and bam, you are behind that defense. That is not sustainable this season for Manchester City. That gives a chance to the opposition to get behind you and actually create chances. And that happened in the first goal. Because the step was too slow and Richarlison was on goal and Brennan Johnson was there to slot it in. That will happen all the time. City don't do that much. Like it's a too high of a line for Manchester City. And Erling Haaland, I'm just going to say something about Erling Haaland. Before I move to Pep Guardiola and his tactics, I'm going to go to Erling Haaland. If you're not creating for Erling Haaland on the pitch, he isn't providing anything on the pitch for Manchester City. That is a massive problem that they need to fix. You cannot just play a man down when you're on the ball. He's in the box, but you don't have Kevin De Bruyne. Foden didn't play today. I don't know why Foden didn't play. Right? But there was no creativity. Ryan Shirky, an absolute stinker and hooked today. He couldn't get a grip. He couldn't get a touch. That is good. Oscar Bob tried his best. Again, a young player that Jed Spence, absolutely magnificent and fantastic today. Jed Spence on Oscar Bob. Man City had a chance when Erling Haaland picked the pocket off Van de Ven, or that was Oscar Bob, and then he played it to Haaland, and Haaland absolutely shanked his pass. It was a simple pass, and Man City could have got back to the game, but they didn't because of the lack of ability of Erling Haaland to pick the right pass. Because it was a long pass, and they missed the chance. Is this the Man City that is going to win the title? If people are telling me this Manchester City, I know that it might be people saying overreaction, but no, I see this problem. It's a systemic problem in their midfield. Maybe Rodri, when he comes back, he fixes that problem. But this is a massive deal. You know that Liverpool and Arsenal are just not going to wait for Manchester City. Is it good for the title race that Man City are not there? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. We want to have a title race that has all the three teams, if possible, or even Chelsea with them. But Pep Guardiola have massive problems. He looks so stressed on the touchline. But I'm going to go on to Spurs, to be honest, because we have to speak about Tottenham Hotspur. What a game by Spurs. What a game by Paulinho. What a game by Bentancur. What a game by Sarr. Absolutely magnificent. Thomas Frank constructed that midfield so good. The movement was elite. The absolute ball movement to actually get it to Kudus or get it to Brennan Johnson or get it to Richarlison was absolutely magnificent. Richarlison today, I have to admit, Richarlison, relentless in pressing. Relentless, absolutely brilliant. Spurs, I'm not sure if they can get top 4 yet. I'm just not going to judge them yet. However, Thomas Frank looked like a coach that can play both aspects of the game, that can press, that can sit deep, comfortable in both parts of the game. And they actually built from the back. People said that, yeah, Thomas Frank, they're not going to build. They built from the back. They built a couple of passes, and they are absolutely beyond the press of Manchester City. They did it multiple times to get the ball to Kudus, who was electric on the right side. Brennan Johnson was good as well. And that Spurs team, imagine if they have a number 10, their actual number 10. I know they missed on an Eze, but imagine if they get someone else. I don't know who they're going to get as a number 10. I know that Madison is out for the season. I'm not sure how long will it take Kulusevski to come back. That midfield looks so good. Imagine if they have another creative player in that midfield. I think Thomas Frank will do wonders with this team. What's the ceiling for Spurs? You let me know what's the ceiling for Spurs. Won the Europa League last season with Postecoglou. He got sacked, but Thomas Frank is different. He is a guy that is not like rigid in his system. He's so fluid in his system. You let me know, but this game, does it tell you a lot about Man City? Absolutely it does. Absolutely it does. It does tell me a lot of things about Manchester City. It does tell me a lot of things about how City will play, because I'm just going to say this. This Manchester City might not be in the title race if they continue like this. Because yes, they won 4-0 against Wolves and they looked magnificent. But again, teams will learn against them. The defense is open. They concede chances. And when you concede goals like these, this is going to happen in a lot of other games. You let me know in the comment sections what you guys think. Because I'm not worried about Man City. They have the best manager in the world. But at the same time, we got to look at this and say, are you going to be able to fix it? Do you have the tools to fix it? Omar Marmoush didn't look good at all. Ryan Shirky didn't look good at all. And he had to bring on Bernardo Silva. He had to bring on Foden. I'm not sure how fit Foden is. But man, this was not good by Manchester City. You guys let me know in the comment section. Tactically, Thomas Frank outcoached Pep Guardiola today. The sides look so strong for Spurs. The sides look so bad for Manchester City. We spoke about this in the live show yesterday when we spoke about the deficiencies of Manchester City. You let me know in the comment section what you guys think. Hit that like button if you're still here. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. And I will see you guys in the next video.